What's up, boys?
We got Thrift Gaming with us. That's how you say your tag name, right?
Thrift Gaming, yeah. I mean, that's
The
the name of the
Thrifty.
channel. I go by Noel.
Okay. Nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. We've actually got the channel. So I've got a YouTube channel, and we're also on BitChute and Odyssey. I've been working with BitChute a bit more lately. Odyssey is kind of weird. You need to like spend crypto points that are given to you there to upload videos, so it's like slowly uploading the yeah, BitChute and YouTube are the most prominent ones we're using right now. But
Okay.
I actually have two friends that also upload with me, although I am like the main person who's uploading just because I work on the channel most regularly. But my friends Mark and Mallory, who are actually married to each other, they also do stuff for the channel and collab with me. So yeah, it's Thrift, THRIFT, space the letter E, space gaming on YouTube. On other channels, it's just Thrift, the letter E, gaming with no spaces because this is on like BitChute and other places.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Just the formatting's different. Yeah, definitely. What do your videos focus on when you're?
well, that's the struggle, right? We focus on a bit too much probably, but I mean, it started off as a tabletop gaming thing. Warhammer 40K was a big thing. My friend actually started the channel, and he was doing some modeling videos, some 40 Warhammer 40,000 models and stuff, building, and he magnetized them and he would show them off. And then from there, I kind of branched out to some other things, including video games, but also like comics, anime, manga, that sort of thing. So that strays a little bit from the gaming, but soft gaming and video games are still a major focus. Once I get a little more squared away over here, I do want to do maybe another Let's Play again or whatnot. Um, but I tend to, for the video game content, I tend to focus a little more on like kind of indie game oddities and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have had a little series called Spooky Free Games, where I would go and look up indie horror games on like itch.io or Steam,
Okay.
that were free, were there to download for free, and I would actually download and review those.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
because it's thrift gaming, so it's like, if you're on a tight budget, these
Right,
were
right,
nice
right,
little
right,
things that you could do to
right.
occupy your time.
Nice.
And some of them are really like kind of fly under the radar because people make a lot of these. Of course, with free games and stuff, you got a lot of like barely functioning or non-functioning crap too. But then some
Yep, yep.
people do a really amazing job with just in their free time. And the focus of the spooky free games stuff was stuff that I actually thought was like good.
Right, right.
so,
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
um,
You don't want to be promoting some crap game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, man.
well,
That
I
sounds
wouldn't
awesome.
promote it, but people do like a lot of people do have fun just ripping into things.
Yeah. Breaking things is just as fun sometimes. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I rip into things though, it's usually like if it's like a AAA game or something. Like I made a very long video, a kind of almost Mr. Plinkett style, of the third birthday, which is currently the last game we have in the Paris, where I kind of complained about things about that series. So I do cover mainstream stuff too. The most popular video on the channel, by a significant amount, is a Silent Hill video I did.
Okay, okay.
So
And
yeah,
what's your favorite
I
game right
do
now? Like, what's your favorite
I
game
do
that
survival.
personally right now?
Oh gosh, that's really hard to say because there's so many different types of games, Like
Okay,
obviously,
yeah.
if you sometimes you're in the mood for a first-person shooter,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you're in the mood for an RPG, and they're very different gaming experiences.
Absolutely.
Uh, I mean, I like platforming, Mario, Mega Man, all that. So I would say I like have a list of favorite series. I'm big into Silent Hill. That's one of my favorite series. So obviously I like the horror games. And then also like a couple of series that I really like a lot are Legend of Zelda, which is, kind of a very standard classic
Oh yeah,
answer.
yeah, yeah.
Ace Attorney series, which is just, that I mean that's just visual novels, but it is a lot of fun. Phoenix Wright, those games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ace Attorney and Legend of Zelda are like my comfort food for gaming, which it's funny to say about Ace Attorney because it's a game series that's all about murder.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty dark themes there, yet I don't know, something about the whole tone of it and everything feels so wholesome. I said this on I said this on a Discord server I was a part of on a channel. I was like, why does the Ace Attorney series feel so wholesome? It's all about murder.
It is, but it feels good, right? That's all that matters.
Well, I think it's because it's got that like old-fashioned feel to the storytelling. Because the author of it, the guy who writes the stories and everything for it, he based it all on like old detective shows like Columbo and courtroom dramas like Perry Mason from like the 60s and 50s and 70s. So
Yeah.
it has kind of like even though it's more modern, it's got kind of almost an old-fashioned approach to the storytelling. Like nobody swears in the games, and I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it harkens to a storytelling of an earlier era, but they're well written and I like them a lot. So I did a series on the channel. I was working on a series. I don't know how regularly. Kind of a case of I have had this numerous times happen to me. I don't know if you've had it happen to you, where you're like, I'm gonna do this big old project series of whatever, and then it's just like, man. Then you kind of get writer's block on it or whatever. You're like, man, it was nuts. You decided to do such a big project because I was gonna do an Ace Attorney retrospective where I talked in like detail about every case in every game of the series. And then like I got writer's block like 3 in, and then it was like a year, and then finally I did another one, and I was like, man, I shouldn't have every case. That was too much. I should just do whatever, whenever, whatever. But I still have a couple of videos in that series I'm pleased with.
Nice.
The opening one where I just talk about how the game series came to be and be
Are
developed.
are you more of a platform kind of gamer? Or are you a CPU gamer? Or what kind of system do you usually play on?
Well, that's funny. I grew up as a platform gamer, as a system gamer. Nintendo. We were. I was in a Nintendo family growing up.
Nice.
Nintendo was like the more family appropriate console, so my parents preferred we played that. And obviously, if you didn't have like a bunch of money back then, you didn't have more than one console typically. So,
yeah,
so
definitely.
we had Nintendo for a long time. Then when I was a little older, as a teenager, I actually during that particular generation of games, I ended up buying a used Xbox from a coworker.
Okay.
Because GameCube was kind of, a lot of people have fond memories of GameCube now, but back then it was like the console a lot of games for. It was known as. So like I got on the Xbox instead, which was how I got into the Silent Hill game series because
Right.
I bought this used Xbox and it came with a bunch of games and some of them were complete crap, the games I got, but Silent Hill 2 was one of the games and I started playing that and just got immediately hooked. And I wasn't even really into horror at all as a genre before that. Movies, games, whatever. But then I just got totally engrossed in Silent Hill. So Silent Hill 2 was the game that turned me on to horror in general.
Oh,
It's great because my My fiance likes creepy stuff and ghost stories, so
Why do all of the girls like murder and creepy horror stuff? I've never understood it. Like they all like those creepy horror movies. They like it's weird, man. It's a little weird.
I don't
Mine
know.
mine binge watches like the like killer like serial killer shows where like they go like it's crazy, man. It's like why do you watch that stuff? I love horror though. Yeah. What's your favorite horror movie like?
Oh gosh, horror movie. I've always been more of like a horror gamer than a horror movie guy. I actually more like kind of the old school movies, Poltergeist, some of them horror, Wait Until Dark, um, like some of those older movies where they had to they didn't do the gore so much or the movie monster so much. They had to like really ratchet up the tension in other ways, make it a little more subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the older ones are definitely the classic ones you can never go wrong
Yeah.
with. Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
other than Silent Hill, what other horror games would you recommend?
You ever hear of the Fatal Frame series?
Like Fable in general? That's not really
No,
horror.
no, not Fable. Fatal
Oh, Fatal.
Frame.
No. Sorry. No, what's that about?
It's a slightly more obscure series, but it's like compared to like Silent Hill and whatever, where they're horror series that take place in America. It's like a very Japanese series. Um, and basically you've got this magic camera. Essentially, it sounds kind of silly when you describe it to people, but you got this camera is like to exorcise ghosts. Um, in the various games, and so you've got to it's a combat mechanic system where you take pictures of ghosts to get them to go away, basically, to play the game.
Okay.
And
So you're a Ghostbuster
um,
pretty much.
it's interesting. Yeah, you're a it's Japanese Ghostbusters, but with a less comedic, more creepy atmosphere. You got
Okay.
to let like you gotta let like the ghosts um, get closer to you a lot of times to do any sort of decent damage to them. So it is an interesting mechanic because normally you don't want your dude, but this you gotta like kind of walk a fine line where you let them get close and open up to certain do the most damage and knock them back. And if you miss the timing, you get hurt. And it's almost like every fight in the game is a mini boss battle because it's not like really easy to get rid of any ghost at any particular time. The two
Okay.
best games in the series, I would say, are Fatal Frame 2 and 3.
Nice.
Um, you know, it's a very interesting series. It's very different than
Yeah, it definitely
Silent
sounds
Hill.
like it. I'm gonna have to check it out now.
Of course,
What
Resident
system do
Evil is
you?
a classic.
Yeah.
Um, mhm.
What system
And
was that
Parasite
on?
Eve is another one. Oh, the Fatal Frame games?
Yeah.
Um, they're PlayStation. I know it's been varied.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Fatal
I'll
Frame
look for it.
Two
I'll look for it. No
was
problem.
on Xbox. Fatal Frame Two was on Xbox. That's how I got started. But it was also on their Xbox games, and I think they'll be on PC too, or at least some of the later ones.
Right.
Um, Yeah, it's funny though because you were asking me, console or PC or whatever, and I was telling you, I got the Xbox after I moved away from Nintendo a little bit, but nowadays I kind of do more PC gaming. Although I have an Xbox One too. Yeah,
Nice.
I kind of do a little more PC stuff just because it's
Yeah.
easier to just I
It is.
have my laptop and I
It
do
is.
stuff on it and.
I do a lot
But
of
but with
PC
PC
gaming now that
gaming,
I've gotten older. I feel like I did a lot more platform gaming in my younger years, and now I'm just kind of on the CPU
I
more.
think that's how it is for a lot of people because,
Yeah.
PC gaming is more like hardware intensive. Sometimes you got to meet the requirements and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of my PC games actually a bit like lower end. I don't have a primo PC gaming rig, so I play a lot of 2D platformers and other stuff
Oh,
on it,
there's nothing
or
wrong with
RPGs,
that. 2D
yeah, a lot of
platform
older
shooters are
school
fun.
games. Oh yeah, yeah. There was a game I was in during a Steam special called Aegis Defenders that I've been playing a little lately. Um,
Okay.
that's fun. But
Hmm.
I've been, also, my fiance and I were trying to cut through this red tape to get married, and coronavirus has made things
Oh
difficult
God, yeah,
and
I'm sure that's a pain in the
caused
ass.
some legal barriers there. So I'm dealing with so much stuff, international travel and everything, that I haven't had as much game or anything lately. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
man.
difficult.
I'm definitely
But
gonna
yeah,
have to check out
working.
your streams, your videos, man. Do you upload those to mine? Just curious.
I share links on mine.
Okay, okay. So like you'll share the
I am
YouTube link,
actually,
so you can watch it on mine. So you just gotta watch it through the YouTube link.
yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube or BitChute or
Okay.
whatever. I'm actually currently uploading our most recent video, which was a collab video. It's not a video game video though. It's Warhammer 40K where we talk about Mark Mallory and I got together on voice chat and we talked about our favorite 10 Space Marine models for Warhammer
Nice,
40K. So
nice. Yeah,
I
man.
am uploading that. Yeah, do you
Yeah,
play
I
tabletop gaming
definitely
at
want to
all
see
too,
like
40K and
more of
that
that
stuff?
in these kind of rooms too. Like people hanging out and talking and just about that and doing little interviews and shows and recordings. These rooms are going to be great for that. Definitely. So I'm glad to
Yeah,
hear.
it's real neat. I mean, this is basically just like Discord from the very
Yeah,
limited amount I've used it.
yeah. I mean,
So it's
it's
not
like
too
definitely a
difficult to
Discord
understand.
alternative. So it's pretty nice. And
Yeah,
how when did you
it is.
join Minds? Thrifty.
Uh, Actually, I did not join that long ago. It was actually around probably before or after I started traveling this year, so around like March,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
say,
So you're newer.
if I'm remembering
How do
correctly.
you like it
So
so
it's only
far?
been
You
a
enjoying it
few
so far?
months. I
Like, what
like it a
are some of your
lot.
favorite
I
things?
yeah, I really do like the Minds community. I actually, so I've been like exploring Twitter alternatives for a while. I never really connected with Twitter much. Like I gained a following there, and eventually I just deleted my Twitter. Um, it's a platform where people go to be angry and witch hunt and stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I got a Gab a while back, and that
Uh,
was, I have some great buddies on Gab too and stuff, but it is kind of a bit of a weird platform as far as some of the culture and stuff. Actually, when I was debating like on Twitter to get on, I ended up kind of picking Gab. It was funny because I picked Gab first, and I was like, okay. Originally I didn't think of like branching out to all these platforms because it's a little more time consuming. But
yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of picked Gab because I was like, mines. That sounds kind of a little pretentious for a Twitter sort of thing. Like oh, mines are super intellectual little posts. Um, but when I finally got onto Minds, actually, I like the environment here. Although I like the groups pages on Gab, that's one thing they have that I really like that I wish more sites did. But I actually really like the culture here a bit better than Gab. It's there's a lot more artist types. There's people who make music and
Yeah, yeah.
writing and artists, and it's super cool to see that community.
Yeah, and we have groups too.
People are a bit
If you're missing
more.
out on your groups, don't miss out on your group
Oh
pages, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I actually have joined quite a few groups too, but it's a little more. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind
No,
of a
no.
different
It's
system
definitely a
that's
little
interesting
different.
to get used
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, but yeah, like it's super cool seeing the artistic community. The environment is a little more laid back, a little less political, which is nice sometimes. Um, and yeah, overall I've had a really pleasant experience since joining Minds.
good, good.
It is
I'm glad
funny.
to hear that, man.
It is funny seeing some of the drama and stuff. I'm just like, everybody calm down.
Oh yeah. No,
The
drama's always
the
fun, man. You got to get into it sometime, just to get into it, just for the fun of it.
Oh
So
heck.
far,
Yeah,
who are some of your
you saw
favorite
the
channels
like
on Minds
whole.
right now?
Oh, some of my favorite channels on Minds. Oh gosh, that is hang on there. Obviously I've got like my mutuals I chat with and stuff. Um, I've got some artist amigos who I chat with. There's a lady named Straw Bunny and what was her name? Uh, Usagi. Usagi is the Usagi Tenshi. Um, are a couple of artist buddies of mine that Straw Bunny actually drew a picture for me. She offered to draw pictures for people for her mutuals, which was super cool. And there's there's a guy named who COEOs Pepe and Apu memes all the time and old like paintings, um, and that's fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, Let me think here. On the more political, spicy side of things, there's a Brick who goes by Hindu Dindu, I guess. Um, he tends to he used to rustle some jimmies on Twitter, I know, and then he got like banned. Trying to
Okay.
think of who else.
That's plenty. I just wanted a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah, I
I
follow
just wanted a
pretty
couple, honestly. I was just interested to see who you're following. Yeah, we always like to give a couple shout outs.
I follow a pretty eclectic mix of people. Oh,
Oh,
I should give a shout out to Daniel and Angel.
there you
Daniel
go.
and Angel, they do a weekly writing contest,
All right.
a short
Yeah,
writing
we love
contest, which is
writing.
always fun to participate in.
Oh, yeah. Those are a blast,
So
man. So,
yeah,
tell them to try to check out the writing corner because we definitely need some writers up in there. So
I think
that'd be nice, man.
I think they're part of the writing corner. I don't
Nice.
know.
Oh yeah.
I would assume so. Maybe I'm wrong.
So,
um, yeah. And what was I saying? Yeah. Oh, also, besides the channel and stuff, I do a webcomic myself. Um, and the last night of Aelder, Aelder, I post about that on my minds all the time too.
nice. Yeah.
Just a sci-fi post-apocalyptic mecha comic guy runs around in a giant robot getting into trouble. um,
Oh yeah.
so so that's another thing, another project of mine.
Nice. I love comics, man. They're I they became really saturated at one point, and now we're missing them again. You know what I mean?
You mean like web comics? Yeah, web comics
Yeah.
have kind of gone through like a boom and bust period, definitely. And as far as like the Marvel and DC, the big two, I'm kind of like tired of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
um, I'm just looking for some more indie and niche stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we definitely.
I definitely love the comics, but like it like 3 year, maybe not even three, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, probably. It just became such a an annoyance to see him all the time. It just became a huge thing, and it was just like, okay, I'm done with this for a little while. But now you miss him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's been very boom and bust with webcomics.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, webcomics were just like a huge part of the internet. Um, and then yeah, I think partially people kind of got tired of every Tom, Dick, and Harry having a pushing their webcomic or whatever, and then that kind of faded away. And then I know that what is it like Webtoons or that? There's that one platform that like it's kind of like operates out of like Korea or something. I think that's like aggregated all the web comics, and it's kind of it's made it like very difficult to break out on it and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's this whole funky thing. It's kind of like how things have how other mediums and stuff have, YouTube has become the big video sharing site. Although that's kind of diversifying a little now.
Yeah.
BitChute has grown, and some other platforms have grown a little bit. But like,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
like
mostly because they're
it
kicking
kind of
everybody
seems to be
off.
the nature
now.
of the internet where, yeah. I mean, yeah, same with Twitter.
Yeah.
It's kind of the nature of the internet, though, where it seems to be like everything kind of aggregates into one eventually, and then that kind of breaks down, and that's kind of what's been happening with webcomics too. I don't know if you've ever heard of the YouTube channel Clownfish TV.
Yeah.
They talk about the comic industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did a whole thing about what is the site. They did a whole video where they talked about the site where that has basically kind of cornered the webcomic market for a while. So that was interesting to hear about. But I think that's kind of a contributing factor too. But I think before even that, it was kind of like it got oversaturated.
Oh,
It's kind of dropped out a little. So
yeah. But it's nice to have it back, though. It's like it's just let's not go back
well,
to.
I'm trying. That's all I can say.
Yeah. It's nice to have it back.
I'm trying to just kind of do my own thing. Just got my own site to host that.
Definitely.
But yeah, so people can check that out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely check that out.
Donate on Subscribestar.
Post a couple of them up in the rooms in the new chat and stuff when you get a chance, man. Definitely need to check
yeah,
out.
I should. That's a good point. I post. I mean, I share them on my.
Yeah. I mean, the chat's
all
brand
the
new.
time.
And there's nothing in most of the rooms right now, but when you get a chance, start trying to share those in here too. I definitely like to see some of that kind of
for
stuff.
sure. I mean, a new one updates every Friday.
Nice.
And I've actually been pretty good about sticking to that schedule firmly.
Okay.
So generally, I can just add you guys to the rounds of places I link to it on.
Awesome.
Because I do it on a bunch of my Discord servers, and then mine's in Gab too.
Nice, man. Well,
and Facebook. So.
Before we wrap up everything, and you have anything that you wanted to bring up, or anything else you wanted to bring up or ask?
Oh gosh, I think we pretty thoroughly covered it for me. Yeah, do you have anything else you want to ask me? Gosh, because I can't think of anything at the moment.
Let me make sure we covered everything, man. We got your channel, your Twitch. Oh, your favorite childhood game. What's your favorite childhood game? We skipped that one.
Oh gosh, we already touched on this when I was talking about the comfort food game series and stuff.
Yeah, we did.
When I was a young lad, I got a Game Boy with Game Boy with Link's Awakening on it, and that was a magical game for me. And then of course got Ocarina of Time when I was a little older. We got an N64, and both of those games were just. I'm actually doing a little project right now where there's a Legend of Zelda manga, one of the earliest ones, that was never completely, as far as I can find on the internet, is not completely translated. There was someone who started translating it back in the day and then didn't complete it, and so a while back I made a video about that on the channel, Yumi Shozaki's Legend of Zelda manga, and now I was like, hey, anyone here know Japanese? Want to help me translate this thing? You really should. So, and that got some interest from quite a few people
Yeah,
here.
man, that's pretty cool.
Like you throw names around like Legend of Zelda, and people get interested.
Definitely. Well, that's all I got for you. I see Satori D drop by though, man. Hey, Satori, you got anything for him, man?
Oh no, I just.
Satori D's usually our co-host here, so we had to let him say hi.
I actually said hi to him earlier when you were when you were putting your kid to bed.
Yeah,
I guess.
You left for like 5 minutes, and then he shows up into the room, and
I was like, hi, are we still doing the show? It was actually really good that I caught them because they basically explained that you were coming back. So I was like, oh, good, it's not. I didn't completely miss the show then. So
yeah. That's one thing that we were saying earlier about that's real nice about these chat rooms. It's just so easy to just start a voice chat with everybody, so you can just hop in and out so much easier than it was on the Jitsi or the gatherings and all the chat. Everything's all
Well, like I said, this is basically just like Discord chat, so it's nice in that regard.
easy to kind of navigate for most people
I
who
am
have used it. I guess too.
I hope that hopefully it'll grow as a.
Yeah. I think I definitely, once it goes live, it'll definitely be grow and used. But it's just gonna be interesting how that happens. But for us,
Well, I was thinking in terms of I was just saying I was thinking in terms of people having chat programs more online and stuff.
Yeah.
But what were you saying?
No, I mean using it for our group and what we want to use it for different projects, but in that sense for this project it's we know on Thursdays we're gonna have this show and blah blah blah, but times could change, but that's why we everybody gets invited to the chat room, and then we kind of have that room just for that purpose, you know what I mean? So if things get messed up, then we could at least say
we can easily repair mistakes now.
This is it doesn't
sounds sweet.
Yeah.
It's like misscheduled that, or we got the wrong. My greatest is the wrong times where everybody gets they're translating their EST to PDT to whatever.
Okay, when I did my the first format for Infinite Imaginarium, there were two hosts, Dale at the Wild Card and Meg Cartman 1. Dale lived in Australia, Meg lived in the UK, and I live in LA. And we did a show like that for a year.
Yeah. I've told both of you that I'm currently living in Southeast Asia, so it wreaks havoc on the time zone thing. And actually, I was worried earlier that I had missed your guys' appointment because I saw that that you guys were doing a chat, sort of live chat already on YouTube that was being aired on YouTube, premiering on YouTube and stuff. But that, I guess, was the pre-game show or whatever.
Yeah. Now all this is recorded and will be in the main upload to the Minds. The main show upload.
Well.
Yeah. So it'll be in there, buddy.
Well, pleasure doing that. That actually helped me kill some time while I'm uploading a video for BitChute because it takes for freaking ever to upload these longer videos there.
No problem, man. It was nice talking to you. I'm glad you joined us in here. We definitely hope to have you back on, man. We'll have to get you in with one of our writing people, our creative corners sometime, so we can just kind of bullshit about.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Because, Yeah, you see,
Yeah, I'd love that. Just drop me
yeah, definitely.
a message or sometime.
Yeah, however it works on here, we'll figure it out.
All
All
right.
right,
Well,
guys.
just tag me on Minds and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
see it.
No.
All right. Well, again, yeah. So again, that channel is Thrift Gaming. That's Thrift the letter E, not Thrift with a Y. Thrift the letter E Gaming. Couple spaces in there if it's YouTube, no spaces if it's anywhere else. And then I've also got the webcomic The Last Night of Elder, AELDER. Last Night of Elder.com is the webcomic. So yeah, it was a pleasure being on, and like I said, yeah, I'd love to be on again whenever time permits.
Definitely, man. We'll send you invites for one of our creative shows and have you back on, man. It was a pleasure talking to you and getting to know you. Definitely check out Thrifty Gaming on Minds, guys.